Hey everybody, what is going on? My name is Matt. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a reaction to Quest for Fire, the new album by Skrillex, and I am joined by my best friend, Jeff.
It's been almost 10 years since we've had the only full-length Skrillex project, and I think in one form or another, we've literally been waiting every day.
So the reason that I've decided to bring Jeff on today, actually, let me rephrase that. It was a mutual decision that we knew that whenever there was a Skrillex album, since I started doing this channel, that we would do a reaction together. And the reason for that is Jeff and I basically became friends because of Skrillex. Skrillex is why both of us are into music in the various ways that we are. And we went to the Skrillex Mothership tour together almost 10 years ago where we met Skrillex. Basically, he's just a huge part of both of our lives and musical journeys, and one of the reasons why we are such good friends. So both of the Skrillex albums this year we will absolutely be reacting to together.
And to top it all off, we are finally catching Skrillex again at the sold-out Madison Square Garden show tonight, so huge day.
And there will absolutely be footage of that in this video, whether I'll do that right now or disperse through some of the songs, we'll see. But yeah, you guys will be getting to see a piece of that journey with us. So before we get into anything else, just the quick housekeeping stuff. The full uncut, almost entirely uncut unless we have to pee or something, footage of this reaction will be on Patreon, so you can go check that out in the link down in the description. If you like the video at all, hit like. It helps me out a lot and lets me know that you guys want to see more videos like this.
Super excited to get into it. My expectations and hopes is I just want to have a few Ratatouille moments and just enjoy this.
All right, so shall we start with Leave Me Like This with Bobby Raps, track 1, Quest for Fire. Skrillex, 10 years in the making. Let's go. I think it's so good. Have you heard the edit that they've been playing every day?
No.
For all these? Well, then you'll hear it tonight. But it's very good. I'm so excited to hear this tonight. Also, any Skrillex song, it will be mixed to absolute loud perfection. So everything just sounds so clean.
And these backing vocals are really gorgeous.
Yeah, so good. Just the arrangements too.
Yeah. Our favorite sample.
So cool to bring that back on the opening track here.
Wow, that sounds great.
I think the arrangement is actually something that I'm gonna be looking out for a lot, because I feel like we were saying, bringing electronic music to the mainstream, one of the craziest things that I think Skrillex does with a lot of these instrumental tracks is manages to keep them from feeling just downtime drop by having all these different vocal passages and stuff. I hope this 45 minutes is quick, even though I want to enjoy it. I'm actually so surprised this one's on the album, because I know the edit, but
DJ Skrillex, we beat the realest team on the realest. Watch out, I kill it, watch out, I spit it on the mic, feel it.
She's so fire.
Bang bang high. This the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta. This the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta.
Jack, you type quick sounds.
Yeah, I love the super dry approach to sound design this time around.
That's the other thing, having the spin backs and the reloads and all the samples. It's it already sounds like we're seeing it live before we're in the venue.
Just the drum fills and everything is really expressive.
I feel like the difference maybe between sort of that older Skrillex sound that we're used to with the huge drops and this is, I do think that while I've always loved Skrillex for his melodic complexity, that's a difference between a lot of popular dubstep today and kind of rhythm scene, and then listening to old Skrillex is it is these crazy growls and huge sounds, but you can literally sing along to a Skrillex song because of how good the melodies are. I think rock and roll is one of the best examples of that. It's just melody after melody, idea after idea. And these songs are really cool because while they still have these great vocal performances, there's kind of a shift towards being very rhythmically intense, and the choice of the sound design for all the drums, and they're just they're always moving, and I feel like that's a really
and
fun aspect.
Definitely a lot of experimenting with texture.
Yeah.
The drop sound almost reminds me of someone clicking their tongue.
Yeah.
There's just some really expressive minimalist kind
Yeah.
of elements here.
Definitely. Okay, so this is the first one I've heard absolutely none
Yeah.
of. The listen
Yeah.
sample is crazy.
So Sleepnut's one of the guys from Noisia.
Oh, okay, cool. I can
Really,
already
really
hear
cool
that.
as the UK drill sound has rooted itself in New York.
Yeah.
Hearing him do like a UK approach with
Yeah.
drill again is
Yeah.
like really cool. Yeah, that sound design is insane.
So fun. Just like,
Yeah, all the vocal passages are insane. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
that sound is insane.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
It sounds like a cue ball in pool, like we're racketing off all the other
Yeah.
things. Just more great vocal chops.
Yup.
And those shakers, like it's so alive, even in these like.
Huge. That sound, and like,
Yeah, the envelopes on those chords like gives it so much expression.
yep.
There's like our Devil's Den chords.
Yeah. I really like that one, and I think, okay, one thing that I've been hearing a little bit from people, I was talking about how like when Recess came out, I was like
Yeah.
a little rattled by it. And I have been hearing some diehard Skrillex fans be talking about how the move to the pop direction is like not, they'd probably want there to be like some more out there stuff, but I feel like when you listen to a song like that, it's not that it's pretty straightforward. Like,
Yeah.
I understand that like there's a drop that's gonna come. I could show that to most electronic music fans and they'd be like, this is awesome. But I think just what we were talking about, like how expressive all the different percussion is, it doesn't get boring.
Yeah.
Those very unique and organic sounds. But I also feel like regardless of what the album cover looks like, this does have a very bright sound that I
Yeah.
think really gives it kind of this, I don't know, it just feels so clean and so like, it's, I don't know, it's Skrillex, man. It's a decade extra experience making this kind of music, and there's just
Yeah.
a step above in like how well made it is, I
Yeah,
guess. That I really
think
like that.
I'm kind of enjoying listening album format more because like I did listen to the singles over and over again like before the album came out, and like I was a little disappointed at the runtime.
Yeah.
But I feel like with everything in sequence, like nothing overstays its welcome. It's
Yeah.
just like good idea, on to the next idea. It's really his first chance to provide like a retrospective on his shift into the pop production, and now he's like, I've done this
Post making the best
Yeah.
Justin Bieber songs of
yeah,
the decade.
and so like this is just a really cool reflection and meditation on that.
My hot take is that I don't like Rumble that much. I think it's cool. It was a moment when it
Yeah.
came out in the boiler room, but like
I
fun,
just
but I don't love it.
it's not a good headphone song, and it sounds like awesome on my studio monitors, and it's gonna sound awesome when we hear it played in the club.
Yeah, that's true.
So I sort of feel that, but I'm also like not that mad because all these songs are just so dry on purpose because like they're literally doing these shows over and over.
Yeah.
Like that's where you're supposed to hear it. The textures are really sick.
Yeah, I mean, I can't deny it's like.
Listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle.
Yeah, I can't hate on this.
I also really like this bridge.
It's like my favorite part.
Alright.
All right, next one, Butterflies.
Butterflies. This song is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love this song.
Yeah.
Wow. The bass movement is really, really good. I really like Stara. I think she's like one of the best Charlie XCX features, and I'm really happy that she's working with Skrillex so much.
Yeah.
They have the xylophone breakdown. Yeah. I love this verse.
Okay, another thing that I think is really cool about the way that all the vocal, like that's just a edited vocal that's used for like the main line of the drop. But I think what's so cool about that is Skrillex and Diplo as Jack U kind of pioneered the vocal chop literally turning into like what sounded like a synth line, and then we had like a million DJ Mustard songs and a million Trop House songs that all kind of use that sound. And I think what's cool about this that I actually like is it's still very much a voice. It's just a great like edit on like that a lot. It's sort of, to me, has the same effect as we were talking about, as like digitally recreating all those like textures, like the cue ball thing. It's like it's sort of doing the same thing but with a voice, where it's like it's still present but it gives it that like crazy sound.
It's also singable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember when this first dropped as a single, like watching a video of someone doing a remake, and they were like, oh, I was kind of disappointed when I learned that like the vocal chops were from a sample, but like the sample is a song like written and produced by Skrillex. I was like, that's really cool though. Like he brings in elements from his other tracks that are out and like reworks them into new stuff. Like Aluna.
Crazy.
Wow.
Sweet. The doobie poop type sound. Oh yeah.
Dude, the percussion mix is
So crazy. Oh, it's so lit.
and another one of these like gorgeous vocal leads. Wow, the chords building.
Whoa!
It's just the perfect amount of variation.
Yeah, he's done like some type of second drop trick on like every single song.
Like the harmonics that slowly evolve is insane. And the kind of classic dub,
the dub.
offbeat,
Wow, dude, what song does that remind me of? Like, I really like that one. That was cool. That's kind of like I don't know. That feels like Rumble 2 to me, sort of like same type of thing where it's like a very subterranean, like the deep kind of gnarly bass feels like you're in a subway tunnel, but then the perks and just like the hits that are literally ringing through the entire track, I mean, like brings it that brightness. Like
amazing contrast between like these super dynamic bass parts and like these really bright like, percussion elements. I think it's like I didn't think of this sooner, but like F that on Recess is like kind of a really fun moment because it's like him acknowledging like the past of dubstep and the more like minimal sort of like wobble bass oriented approach, and this is just like his more refined approach to that is like pretty cool feeling, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm kind of curious how this album is gonna land like on re-listens, because I still feel like the Bobby Rap song is probably the one that I'm still thinking of as like the standout, like it's the most easily like memorable. But I think that it's cool that this is kind of more of it feels like an album experience, like more like you were saying, how it's just 2 minutes, like idea, next thing. And I feel like that's actually going to be it's going to be a great like listening experience to come back all as one, rather than like, oh, there's this like track 2 is a banger and track 10 is like this crazy song. And
I'm pretty interested in this one. Eli Kessler's like a pretty unexpected collab, like experimental NYC based percussionist. Another mysterious and beautiful vocal snippet. Wow. Dude, this might be my favorite one so far.
Really?
I love this one.
This one's cool. It's not grabbing me as much, but
I don't know, this feels like something I would like loop the song for like an entire like walk or something. Whoa!
Nice. So cool. This album kind of feels like the really long version of like leaving EP. Like,
Yeah.
the fully realized, like,
Yeah. This part reminds me of the percussion in Supersonic, which I know is later on the album. I loved that one. That one really spoke to me. Fortet is super renowned for kind of bringing like indie aesthetics and approaches into electronic music. So I love just how I'm sure he inspired a lot of like the kind of like how Rick Rubin's like a reductionist.
Yeah.
And like, you know, Skrillex kind of became known for being so maximal. Like having someone like that to just be like, pull these parts out, like compress this and have it just in the background. And for me, it's like really pulling it off so far.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can tell this one is a different mix sound. I feel like such a nerd saying that. I'm so sorry if anyone is gonna paste the mixing, I can't stand it meme. Yeah.
So crazy.
I really feel like a nerd saying this, but I'm still pretty sure the sub bass and the drop is like a semitone sharp from the root note, and it bothers me a little bit.
I can't tell at all, so. Such a crazy flip of rhythm.
That snare sounds really good. It's really cool how you can still hear the hand drums a little bit in the background here. Yeah.
I'm glad there's been a couple of up-tempo sections because we saw Skrillex's like first New York performance in like 5 years or something. That was last December, and you know there were definitely some big dubstep drops, but like a huge portion of the set was just these like super fast, like crazy up-tempo songs. Also, if you've never seen Skrillex DJ, he is just actually like one of the best DJs just because it literally is all he's done every day for 15 years. But I'm really glad that we got some of that influence. Oh, so this is gonna be a different version of the song?
Just quickly, I'm a little surprised we ended up getting this one on this album. I
agree.
remember a while ago telling you when we saw him live, he played like a bunch of live edits of the singles that had come out over the last few years. And I was like, oh, I think his album's gonna be all like VIP edits of like these songs. So I thought that might be a bit closer to like the Don't Get Too Close album.
Yeah.
But
This is too bizarre.
nice. That bass sounds so sick.
Yeah.
Just keep drifting on. This is too bizarre, but I like things.
Yeah, every moment sounds designed like specifically for being played live.
Yeah.
Too bizarre. Maybe we don't have to talk. Cause you're drifting off. Just keep drifting on.
Let's go.
Kind of agree with you though that I feel like this one would have been sonically, I feel like it feels like this album, but I feel like it would have been cool to have it on the other one. That was cool. I liked it. Too Bizarre wasn't my favorite like single ever though, so I just like not my favorite song, but still cool. And I like that we got kind of the updated version instead of just having the regular song on the album. I feel like because it's old at this point.
So this one, Hydrate, I'm pretty hyped for because I did see like a clip on Twitter of Peekaboo playing it live, and I think he also tweeted they made it like 3 weeks ago. And he was like, I did not expect it to be on the album, so shout out to Peekaboo. That's huge.
There is life abundance, life abundance.
Totally not how I thought this song was gonna start.
More like that.
It's simple, not complicated. So it is hot, just stay hydrated.
Yes.
So hard. I think Skrillex has perfected like the heavy and subtle drum mix.
Yeah.
And just all the bass harmonics and movement is just so insane.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
So it is hot, just stay hydrated.
This is so hard. Oh, this is the sample at the beginning of Tears, I think.
Complicated, some of this rock just stay right.
Crazy.
Wow.
That is so. This is crazy.
Don't give up on this. Now there is life abundance. Life abundance.
That was sick.
Yeah,
That was so sick.
as like a, you know, elevated intellectual at this point in my life, I thought, you know, Skrillex and I were sort of hand in hand of like the, oh yeah, you know, like I just really appreciate subtlety. Like the most beautiful moment's gonna be my favorite moment, but right now, I think my favorite moment is the hard dubstep drop. Like I can't
definitely.
even lie. Some really smart, like pairing of like the lyrical stuff of like the super like aggressive, violent flow down, and then I think it's Beam at the end with like the life abundant.
Yeah.
Like I think that's honestly just like smart conceptual level contrast, honestly. Like it's simple, but it's like it elevates it for me.
Yeah.
What can I say? It's cool.
Insane. I'm going to Disneyland. With me. With girlfriends. We're getting girlfriends.
You're getting girlfriends and going to Disney. Why does the interviewer sound like Nardwuar?
Sounds like Steve-O.
This one's been floating around for a while, so I sort of have at least sort of like a demo idea of this. This is the one I think I'm most surprised so far about landing on this album, because this one totally, as far as I remember, has kind of like the Skrillex vocal drop, which feels like more belonging on Don't Get Too Close.
Yeah. It's all new to me.
If you've been a Skrillex fan for any period of time, you know how many versions of things he makes and how often they change. That makes it really exciting and sometimes frustrating to be a fan and be like, I can't wait to hear this song, and he like totally reworked it or did a different version. But I have accepted the things in my life that I cannot change. I will no longer be frustrated by a Skrillex version I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I am purely excited. Wow.
Oh yeah, that's what you mean.
It still does have those bass lines. Though.
Yeah. That's hard. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is kind of a sound I've come to get used to with Skrillex for the past few years.
Okay.
Sweet. That was a cool one.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah, probably my least favorite so far, but mostly just because I'm the least surprised. Because as you pointed out, like that's kind of been a classic Skrillex drop for a while. I think Face My Fears is kind of the definitive version of that sound for me. Which reminds me, one thing I did see, which I thought was pretty interesting, is Utada Hikaru has like writing credits on like a bunch of tracks. Okay, Supersonic, My Existence, literally one of my most streamed songs of the last few years.
I'm trying to think, like, is this 2 years old? 2 or 3 years old at this point?
I think it came out in spring 21. I just want to listen to it because this is like one of my favorite Skrillex songs.
Yeah. This was so crazy when this dropped. I was like, who's on this song?
It is really cool, the through line of like the aesthetics of these singles from so long ago in the album now. It's super cool. That little ticking noise. Effective.
So good. I love those harmonies. It is crazy how much this makes sense on this album though.
Yeah.
Like, you're so right. So huge.
Like just that wonky pocket sounds crazy. Hazeltine.
First solo song?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously like a huge burial influence with the vocal chops here. It's the melody from which song? Leave Me Like This.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's your transition.
Yeah.
Porter and BB Borelli. Huge collabs on this one. It's really cool hearing Skrillex and Porter come together because if anyone doesn't know, Porter was the first artist to release on Skrillex's label.
So crazy.
So they've known each other for a really long time. I love how all of his projects have some motif of just like friends.
Yeah.
It's like really wholesome.
Nice. It does sound like kind of like an extended version of Leave Me Like This. Kind of similar bounce.
Well, I think this is the last song, so maybe it's just supposed to go into the one before.
Is anybody here with your family, like your sister or your brother? Is anybody here with your best friend?
He played this when we saw him.
Is anybody else?
Oh, there we
Porter
go.
Robinson.
Whoa. It's like a two-step mix of language. Definitely a huge Fred influence on this
Totally.
one.
Huge Fred influence.
I think it just circles back into the
Yeah,
beginning of the album.
Yeah.
I love when artists do that. I think it's
Yeah.
really considerate. It's just fun.
I think it really works for this album though, especially like, whoa.
I was actually more impressed than I was expecting. As I sort of like alluded to before, and again, most of this was when I was like much younger, but I sort of experienced like the Skrillex not releasing the songs that I wanted, feeling like frustrated by that. So with like a whole batch of just like a totally new aesthetic, basically, I felt kind of freed by not having expectations. Honestly, executed, I think, really, really well. Like, Good Space was probably the only moment that I was like iffy on. There's some spots that could get like maybe a little more developed, but like, I'm just looking forward to like listening again from front to back. I expected maybe a bit more of a vocal presence. Kind of the only artists who actually get like a verse is like Missy Elliott and Flodam.
Yeah.
Because everyone else, even if they're credited, are sort of chopped into just like short phrases.
Yeah.
Which I guess is like maybe a bit more what I expected from the dance album.
Yeah.
But I felt like with them so prominently credited, it might have been a bit more vocal centric. But I'm not really disappointed. Like, I thought
Yeah.
it suited it well.
Yeah.
So.
I liked it. I think again, like it really feels like this is gonna be something that I listen to like the whole way through on like a walk or something. And these will definitely like hit tonight. I think whatever plays will be like super fun. I don't know. It's kind of interesting because I didn't listen to the latest single because I want to save it. But like Real Spring feels like kind of a fully developed song, but Way Back feels like it kind of could have fit in this in the same style of like it's 2 minutes. It's like very quick. Like kind of has a similar bounce to some of the songs on here. So I'm kind of intrigued as to what we'll get. But I like this, and I think it's basically because it's exactly like what I expected, which sort of was I had no expectations and kind of just was like I think it's gonna be just a bunch of cool ideas and I think it's very consistent and it's just interesting because we both got into music through dance music, but I feel like I haven't listened to a lot of like EDM albums in like a really long time, so it's an interesting experience kind of to go back and like listen through that type of music.
I was like maybe a little bit worried that with so many features and other producers credited that he might sort of like lose his own voice, but I basically didn't feel that at all. If anyone has been following Skrillex, you know he has like a pretty storied history of like understudies and stuff, like artists who he like trains, and some of them become like even bigger than him, whether it's like someone like Marshmello. But I felt like in the past that maybe sort of hampered him if he would collab with one of these up and coming artists who he was mentoring, but it would be lean pretty heavily on the other artist's style.
Yeah.
So I felt pretty happy that for the most part, it like really felt like his.
I think like the Fred Again influence is definitely like super clear on a lot of these, but to me it worked. And again, like I was pretty much expecting this type of style, and I think there's just a lot of great songs here, a lot of amazing DJ tools for sure that you can throw on. But yeah, I don't know, I think this is cool, but also like I was just looking at the title again after like Quest for Fire, and then I think the next album is going to be probably more like conceptual, and maybe like emotional is not the right word, but even that newest song that's about kind of it features Sonny Moore, like it's back and it's about kind of growing up and becoming like an artist, and I'm curious if how kind of thematically it's going to be different and how different these two albums will sound and how they'll work together, because I think they're clearly, he was releasing a single from one then the other, so they're clearly like in conversation, and I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out in the next one. But we'll be right back here for that one too, so I guess you guys will find out with us. Thanks guys for watching. Again, full version of this and probably some extra concert footage will be on the Patreon. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Skrillex reaction, hopefully in a few weeks. Bye.